Guys, welcome to my Pop Heart, the Millennial Nostalgia Podcast. I am so excited. I am your host, Melly, Mikey, Mike, all of it. I'm still trying to call myself Melly, and I've been failing to change my name to Melly, but I'm going to start calling myself Melly. Welcome, guys. This is the first episode. The devil has tried to stop me over and over and over again, tried to stop me from recording this episode, and it's finally recorded last night. I recorded the whole thing with my bestest friend in the whole wide world, Jackie. I've known this girl since third grade. We had such a good time. We finally got to do it. There were so many obstacles, and I really did feel like the enemy was trying to stop me from recording this first episode because I know that this is going to be such a positive thing, as such a inspirational thing, podcast, and I just see big things happening for me and for others that support me and others that tune in. So I'm just so excited, and he will not stop me. I'm just here to chat a little bit more because I like to hear myself talk. Ugh. Oh, fuck. Maybe I shouldn't have ate that banana. Does bananas make you gassy? Hey Siri, does bananas make you gassy? Bananas may cause gas and bloating in some people due to their sorbitol and soluble fiber content. Are you fucking serious? Wow. I never knew that. Okay. So yeah, back to podcast. Yes, Jackie is, oh my gosh, she is the best. That we grew up together since third grade, so that was so many years ago. Not even third grade. I don't know. And it was such a good episode, such a good time. It really just, like, editing this podcast episode, it's a two-parter, and watching it beginning to end literally just feels like I was just sitting in a FaceTime call between best friends, just like bringing up old memories and what these memories like meant to them and where they were in those times, and just like so funny. I laughed so much. I've recorded quite a few episodes of podcasts because I've had two other podcasts before this one, and I've never like laughed this much editing a podcast before. So I'm excited for all of y'all to listen to this. Welcome to the first episode, guys. Now go listen, go like, go subscribe, go follow, go comment, do it all to support your boy Melly, because I am here to stay. You will get a new episode every week on Wednesday. Welcome. And welcome to the LOHANaissance. If you don't know what that is, you are in for a treat. Lindsay Lohan was that girl and is that girl. And yeah, we just do a whole two-parter about just the impact that Lindsay Lohan has had. I'm excited to get into it. So yeah, enjoy. I feel like this is like the day that God wanted me to start. And I'm just here to kick this podcast off with one of my best friends in the whole wide world. Literally the longest best friend that I've ever had in my whole entire life since third grade.
Same. Hi,
My
Michael.
love, my one of my favorite people in the world, Jackie Lane.
Hi, Melly. What's up?
Yes, just chilling here in LA, waiting for you to move.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, don't hold your breath. I went to the Dodgers game yesterday.
I saw that. How was it?
It was good. And I went with a mystery fellow, which I'm going to have to tell you off air. I don't know why I brought him up just now on air, because I don't want to talk about it. I'm not talking about my personal life. This is all about Lindsay. Today's about Lindsay. But I was talking to him about you, and because he was asking if I was going to have a guest, and I was just like, my best friend Jackie. And he was just like, oh, like, why her? And I'm like, why not? But I'm kidding. But I was telling him the reason why. I was just like, Jackie is the person that I think of, like, when I think about having a conversation with someone about pop culture
You are
and
the
someone that,
same for me. Like anytime I think about
Mm.
pop culture, I'm like, where's Michael? I gotta call Michael.
Yes, we send each other things, videos on Instagram and Snapchat and everywhere else
Mm-hmm.
that reminds us of those early 2000 days, those MTV days, music videos, like all of it.
Mm.
Like, you're the
Yes.
perfect girl to go to. And once his podcast like takes off like I know it will and become like big and successful, I'm gonna you're gonna be my permanent host. You're gonna be able to quit your job and be a full-time host on here one day. Mark my words, we're documenting this right now. But you're the perfect person to talk about these things with. So like you're just absolutely, I wouldn't have anybody else be my first guest other than you.
I need a minute. I need a minute. No, I'm so excited.
I'm so excited too. And if you have been like supporting me or of the other projects that I've done, why am I like tripping over my words? Like, blah, 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 blah. Maybe I should have did some like lip exercises before we started. Like, ma, ma, ma. um, but if you've been supporting me with the other projects that I've done in the past, you may already know that this isn't me and Jackie's first rodeo. We previously had a podcast together earlier this year, which I have all of it saved and archived for one day. I'm just going to re release everything like it's brand new one day because that's some really good content.
Yes. We had
And you
some
remember
good
the wellness
combo.
house?
Yes. Oh
Some
my
real.
God. I can't even fathom what my face looked like the entire time you told me that story.
It
Like
was
the whole time
so
I was just
good.
like, what happened
Um,
next? Embarrassing.
yes. It was so good. It was really good. And the editing that I did. But we'll talk about that another time. We are here for Queen Lindsay Lohan. Before we get into the LOHANaissance and the full essence of Lindsay, I just wanted to like ask you, when you think of pop culture, what is the first thing that like pops up in your mind? The very first thing that pops up?
Us Weekly.
Us Weekly. Okay, why
Yes.
Us
And
Weekly?
like cutting out pictures to put on my wall or like ripping out pages to put on my wall. That's like the first thing I think about. And of course, like Paris Hilton, Perez Hilton, that
That little
motherfucker.
shit.
Lindsay, of course. And like, I don't know, I just think of like early 2000s, like Ashley
Yes.
Simpson when she got caught.
Lip singing. That's so yeah, we're gonna talk about
I
that one
feel
day.
for her. I feel for her. But like that's just the thing, like the main things that pop into my head. And
Mhm.
anything e-news. Like I used to always watch the e-news countdown where it would be like top
Oh
childhood stars or
yes.
I don't know, like red carpet, just all that stuff. Just as soon as I think of pop culture, and of course you, because you were always the
Hmm.
one who appreciated it more than me. And then I think
Yes.
about like why do I like it so much? It's it's so it's so great that I can watch other people's lives kind of unfold and of course a little bit of the drama is like oh my god did you see that this happened, oh my god Michael did you see that this happened, but all of that it's kind of exciting because it's not doesn't involve me, you know.
Right. Right. And like Hollywood and LA was just such a like la la land for us, like a place far, far away that's like not real in a sense. it felt like it was just this fairy tale land that these like rich people that have cameras on them all the time, that have paparazzi following them, that have rich people problems are going through. And so it was like really cool to like talk about. It's like I honestly, comparing this, I know you like superhero fans, which I'm a big superhero fan, Marvel and DC. I still have hope for DC. But comparing this, I know that all of them are going to roll their eyes, but I don't give a shit. But the feeling that I feel talking about these like celebrities and pop culture is like the same feeling that I feel whenever I'm talking about the new Marvel movie or the new Marvel show and what DC has cooking, like all of that. It's that feeling that you feel. So that's what I can kind of compare it to, is that thrill of just like, oh my gosh, what's going on with J Lo and Ben? And honestly, when the drama was slow at school, it was just like, okay, so what's going on in celebrity world? Because ain't shit going on at
Oh
school.
my God, Michael, did you hear Zac Efron and Vanessa Hudgens broke up?
Right. Right. Like, and we talked about it like they were like our classmates. Like,
Right. Like, I can't believe Vanessa did that. Or, like, Jessica Simpson
yes.
said, what? Oh my God.
Right.
Us
Oh my
being
God, I
in
love
fifth
that.
grade, like, I would never say that.
Yes. I just love that we can have talks like that. It's the best. So, what does pop culture mean to you?
I think it means an escape from reality because it's
Mm-hmm.
almost like somebody who, like, you're almost inspired by, but like you can follow what they do,
Mm-hmm.
but if anything bad happens, like you're not a part of it, you know?
Right. Yeah, and you're so far
So,
away from it.
right. So like you can like empathize with them. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's my girl, but then when she does something wrong, it's like, oof.
And she gets canceled. She gets canceled. Damn, my girl, I don't know her.
No, no, no. No, the people who I follow, like, if something bad happens, I will fucking stick up for them. Like, Taylor Swift, that's my bitch. Like,
Okay.
anybody who, like, says anything bad about her, I take that personally. And that's the
Okay.
same, that was always the same for, like, Jessica Simpson or Lindsay Lohan. Like, anytime
Mm-hmm.
somebody would, like,
Be
oh,
like, oh, she sucks. You're just like, you
yeah.
don't know her.
Like, didn't she get a DUI? She's going through a hard time right now. You don't get it.
Are you that girl that is commenting the trolls on Instagram and saying like, you don't know her kind of
In my
thing?
head, in
Okay.
my head, I'm not actually like, but I have to
That's
like read the comments. I have to read the comments to say it to myself because
okay.
there's no point in me like typing it out because it's not going to change anything. Like they're going to feel the way they feel, but it makes me feel like it gives me self.
Gratification.
Yes, that is the perfect word. Because I'm like, okay, they just don't know. They don't get it.
Right.
They're too close-minded to understand. They're not
Mm.
advanced in life enough to understand.
Okay.
Mm.
Yes, exactly. I was actually doing that last night because I'm such a comment looker upper. Like,
Yes.
because comments, honestly, comments sometimes make a post. Like, a post could be funny, but the comments can make it the funniest
Yes.
thing in the world. And so I'm like going through comments so much now. People are haters. I don't know how I've never realized fully how much people hate on people for no reason. It could be the cutest video of a puppy feeding a little baby and then cuddling and falling asleep together. And you look through the comments and it's like, oh, this is so cute. Oh, I'm crying. Oh, this is, I can't wait to have. And then there's like three comments of people just being like,
That dog
I
has
bet
fleas.
right, that dog has fleas. Oh, I bet that baby's gonna have rabies before they're 10 years old. Like, just things like that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, can people not live? I'm like, really just now figuring that out. I bet people have already been figuring this out years ago. But for me, it really hit me last night. I was like, wow, nobody can live. And so that's why with this podcast, I'm just not gonna give a shit about what I say or what I do because I know at the end of the day, people are still going to talk shit about me. I could literally be on this podcast passing out food for the homeless and breastfeeding babies. and they're, and they're going to say something disrespectful like, oh, you have tits, but there's no milk in it. Like, they're still going to comment that. So I'm like, I might as well just still do that stuff. But instead of breastfeeding babies, I'll just breastfeed y'all's baby daddies.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god. This LOHANaissance got me just like, woo! I am pumped, and I'm pumped to finally just arrive to the LOHANaissance. I'm thinking of a Renaissance festival right now.
We're all dressed in Mean Girls attire. Oh,
Yes, oh, we are ready for the LOHANaissance. I'm so excited to finally get this started. Welcome to the LOHANaissance, everybody. So, before we get into our iconic movies and music that we grew up loving in our different roles, I wanted to first talk about the impact that Lindsay had on our culture and our generation when we were growing up. To me, Homegirl is an icon. She was the it girl of the early 2000s. She really was the it girl. Thirdly, she is one of our founding mothers of millennial pop culture. She is, and the list of movies that we're going to talk about today, just like, wow. If you ever had a doubt that Lindsay was not that bitch back in the day, this whole list is going to prove you wrong. She's just very iconic. I'm so glad that we chose her to be the first person that we talk about on the pod. We need to give her tens. I know she's been recently getting her tens with this LOHANaissance and this just rebirth of Lindsay, but I want to personally give her those tens because she deserves it. I'm so proud of what she's doing. But we'll talk about what she's doing now and in the future later on in the podcast. But yeah, I would like to hear from you. What do you think of when you think of Lindsay Lohan and the impact that she has had?
She has so many different roles, like so many different faces. She was like the shy girl, the mean girl, the misunderstood girl, the tomboy, and it was like every role she played, someone could have related to her. Like they just don't understand me, or I'm not the pretty face. Like I'm a tomboy. I want to hang with the boys. Or she was like that bitch where you're like mess with me and find out. You know, she had all those different roles like down to a T. And she played them so well. Everybody could relate to it. Just like what you said already. Love her.
Yes, yes, all of it, all of what you said, definitely. These roles, whenever I was doing like research for this podcast episode, I was just like, wow, Homegirl really has played like every type of character. I think she was just missing what, like a lesbian? But other than that, like she was everything. She was literally the
Mm.
inspiration of Shaka Khan's I'm Every Woman. I'm making myself up. Literally the inspiration. I'm every woman. But I'm not being paid to sing, so I'm not doing it.
That's my other podcast.
Right. That's my new podcast coming soon. Called. So let's get into some iconic movies of Lindsay Lohan. I'm so excited to talk about this.
Where are we starting?
So I want to start at the beginning. I want to start from the beginning of her career, those movies, and just go in order. And the first one that we have to talk about is
The
one of
Parent
her
Trap.
most iconic, and that is The Parent Trap. The Parent Trap came out in 1998. Can you believe it?
I was 3.
319. I was 4.
We were bebés.
Oh, so were we watching The Parent Trap whenever we were that age, or
Yeah. Oh my, for sure. I was watching it as a newborn.
oh, you remember being like a newborn, just like
No, don't. But it's funny.
Lindsay?
Like as a kid and as an adult watching it, I always wanted to be a
A
poker
twin.
player. Well,
Oh,
yeah, definitely. But one of the biggest scenes that will always live forever in my mind is when she's like swinging that little sack of change and she walks into camp with, like they're playing poker and then she's like, royal flush. And she like sets down the cards and then the twin has to like go out and skinny dip. Do you remember that?
I don't remember that.
Michael.
I don't remember that part. Are you sure that wasn't like a deleted scene from?
No. Because she goes into the lake. She has to go swimming and then they take her clothes and like run away.
Wait, so is that why they're put in that cabin?
No. It led up to that scene where they like kept messing with each other.
Hmm.
And then I think it was after the poker scene where the good twin, like the innocent twin,
Who, the British
her
one?
yeah,
I
her
think
and all
history
the
has
other
shown that the
girls.
British was never innocent.
Her and her girls were all sleeping and then like the bad twin like came in and put like syrup on the floor and like feathers on the fan and then they woke up and they were like, oh no, because the camp leader, whatever, the old chick, she
Counselor?
walks in. Yes, she walks in and gets a balloon of water hit on her head and then she like flies through the cabin and then there's
And she
feathers
dies.
everywhere.
Oh my God. What a
I think
twist.
we
The
remember
Parent
it a
Trap.
little bit different.
A dark
And then
twist
they're
of
like,
Parent Trap.
you, and then they have to stay in a cabin together.
And they have, okay, who has beef with someone that bad that you've never seen their face up close? Did you notice that when they were in the cabin having to stay in the cabin together? That's when they finally like turned around and looked at each other. It's like, whoa,
They
we
have
look
their pictures.
just alike. Like,
We have the same birthday.
like, what?
I like Oreos and peanut butter. I do too. Classic.
Oh my God, The
God,
Parent Trap.
I
It's such a classic. That movie is one of my all-time like feel good movies. If I want to just like feel good, turn on that movie and just watch away.
it makes me wish that I will meet somebody in my life where I'm like, oh my god, I love Chick-fil-A sauce and ketchup, and they're like, I do too. We're like twins, separated at birth because our parents hated each other.
We're twins, Jackie. We could be twins because I sometimes like Chick-fil-A sauce.
No, it's not sometimes for me. It's like every meal.
Oh, I'm more of a Polynesian. Polynesian. Have you tried Polynesian? I feel like I've tried to get you to try Polynesian. Polynesian is so okay. We're getting off track. But all this to say is Annie and Hallie walked so Zach and Cody could run. Okay. And they also jump started my. No, that was actually Mary Kate and Ashley. I was gonna say jump started my love for twins and wanting to be a twin. I was obsessed with wanting to be a twin, and imagining that I had a long lost twin that I was going to find one day.
I think the combination of Full House and The Parent Trap made that like wish for
Mhm.
a lot of people. Like, oh
Yeah.
God, I wish I had a twin brother or sister. My life would be so much
Right.
better if I had another
Right.
me
And then
running around.
right. And then sister just took it on home. Like,
Oh my
yes.
God, sister,
Oh.
sister, that was my shit.
Oh my gosh, the memories. Okay, okay, we're getting off track. We're only on the first movie and we've talked about three different things that were not. Okay, so the next one came out in 2000 and it was Lindsay's second film and it was called Life Size. Life Size was a TV movie film. And Life Size is just that has I think all of these actually have like a soft spot in my heart. But Life Size was just, oh, Eve. Eve is great. No matter where she goes, just a rub from her head to her toes. All the time at the mall, we love high fashion at the She, oh my god! If we're gonna talk about people, movies that walked so others could run,
Mm-hmm.
Eve's love for high fashion and singing about high fashion. Eve walked so the brats could run. Her love for high fashion, like the brats would not be a thing without Eve. Like that
But
song
you
is
know
so
what's
iconic.
funny? You know what's funny is the Barbie movie came out,
Mm-hmm.
and I was watching just clips of Life Size, and I'm like, holy crap, this is the same thing. Like all the different like Barbie careers that was in Life Size.
What? They even had the scene of her
Yes.
like typing on a computer and nothing happening, like just like random letters.
When was the last time you watched Life Size? Yes, because she's just like typing and she's like,
Me at my office job years ago.
it's
I'm
the
like, is this
same
thing
thing.
on?
It's
But
just a 2000s version of it.
really, I didn't watch Barbie.
I watched it on a flight recently and it was better than I thought. Because you know, you
Really?
have like people's opinions where it's like, it was stupid, it was
It's
woke.
stupid. I hate women.
Yeah.
Basically. Basically, this is
We
what a
know
lot
they
of
can't
these
really
guys
do that.
that's what a lot of these guys and even a lot of these other women I actually want to
Yeah.
say. Just like another day in the life of a woman. I'm over here breastfeeding, trying to keep the peace. These men just hate. Um yeah, Tyra Banks, I think this was her first acting role. She was amazing in it and definitely did not push the stereotype that models were dumb at all. The whole time she's like, "What? How do you say that?" And typing on a computer just and that's what the stereotype was like alive and well was at that time.
You know what I thought too? The shopping scene where like she makes Lindsay Lohan go shopping with her and Lindsay's like, I'm too cool for this. This is stupid. And she's like, I'm Eve. I'm a star. I have to dress up. So she's like dressing up in all these different outfits and like throwing different outfits on the counter. And I'm like, wait, who's buying this for her? Like, how is she taking this home right now?
How did how did she buy that? We're gonna have to rewatch. Did they put Life Size on Disney Plus?
No, they did not. Or no,
They
actually,
they
no, they did
didn't.
not. You have to buy the DVD.
So fun fact, I don't know if you knew this, but Life Size was actually not a Disney movie. It was a I think, a movie that they played on ABC as one of their just like TV movies, and it became like a Disney movie. They played it on Disney Channel, and so everyone thinks of it as a Disney movie, but it's actually
Yeah.
not.
Wow.
So before we go to the next movie, I just wanted to throw in that out of all the movies that we're going to talk about, I think this character, Lindsay's character, was the most annoying Lohan character out of all the movies that I've seen of Lindsay. I think this character annoyed me the most. There's just something about characters in movies that's just like, ugh, I hate everything. Ugh, like I don't want to do this. Like the whole movie, and then at the end they're like, "Oh, I actually love doing all of those things that I complained about for the last hour and a half, and that actually made me happy. I just didn't want to say it." Like those characters annoy me, and that was her the whole movie. And Eve was just being so nice and loving. Like I think all of us wanted a Eve in our life, and especially now, like who doesn't want a Eve in their life? Eve gets you whatever you want. She takes you shopping and mysteriously gets those clothes. We really need to figure out how Eve got those clothes. Did Eve have a sugar daddy on the side that we didn't know about?
And that was a lesson we all needed to learn, our 5-year-old selves.
Right.
Like, we all need that positive role model in our life,
Right.
no
Eve
matter how terrible our family is.
right. And didn't Eve like hook up with the dad?
I think so. I think that's who the sugar daddy was.
Oh. Okay, Eve. Okay, next movie. So in 2002, Get a Clue. Oh my gosh, that rhymed. Get a Clue came out in 2002. Do you remember Get a Clue?
Yeah, of
Oh my gosh.
course. My 8-year-old self was so obsessed, especially the sister who had all the spy gear.
The
Like, she
sister,
had everything. The sister, because they were trying to solve the murder of,
the
the
teacher,
teacher in the
right?
school. And then
Mm-hmm.
she goes to her sister and she like knocks on the door, and the sister like pushes a button and then the door opens up. And she's like, I need your help. And like the little sister has all this like spy gear. And so then they're able to like put a little earpiece in and like communicate with each other. And this is before like cell phones. Like nobody has any of this stuff. And the little sister is just like, "Oh, you need that giant freaking
What?
iPhone looking thing." Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, I probably should have like rewatched these movies before we did it because I was just like, wait, I'm over here like listening, like, oh, what happened? Like, tell me more. That is nuts. Get a Clue. Yeah, I just remember it being just like stylish, sassy, and this was a
Mhm.
new side of Lindsay that we haven't seen. And this was Lindsay's first decom. This was her first movie that came out on Disney Channel because we got The Parent Trap, that was a motion picture, something that came out in theaters, and then Life Size wasn't a Disney movie, but they ended up, showing it on Disney. And then you have Get a Clue was her first Disney Channel film. It was on Disney Channel. So at Get a Clue, she was stylish, sassy, and smart. Like she this was a whole different side that we have not seen of Lindsay, and this was also, I think, the first time that we've seen her as a like preteen. The other one, she was really little, like elementary school. So this was like middle school Lindsay. She was this girl that like everybody wanted to be. It was her and Brenda's song. This was our first time
Yes,
seeing
Brenda's
Brenda,
song.
her
Oh,
being the best friend. Get a Clue was a good movie. I don't remember a lot of Get a Clue, honestly. That's why I barely have anything. I literally just have stylish, sassy, and smart on my notes. And that's why I keep saying she's stylish, sassy, and smart. Get a Clue. Okay, so let's move on to the other one. So this movie is icon status. I think this was the start of her icon status with this movie. And it came out in 2003, and it is Freaky Friday. So we have her first theater movie, The Parent Trap, and it was 1998, and then Life Size was a TV movie, and Get a Clue was a TV movie. Freaky Friday put Lindsay back out there in theaters. and giving her more of a,
Like
you know,
edgy. She was so
edgy.
edgy because she was
Yes.
like that bad girl. She was like the bad girl. She didn't listen to her mom. Like she just it was like everything she did in that movie were like, yeah, I can
Yeah.
relate. Like my
Right. She was
parents don't
supposed
understand me.
right, she was supposed to be like this like emo girl that's just like
Yes.
a rebel, which is so believable that she was like a rebel and stuff. But like emo girl, come on now.
Did
We've
you
seen some like
know? Did you know that was her highest grossing movie?
a Freaky Friday.
Yeah. That was her highest grossing movie. Mhm.
No wonder Disney's trying to hurry up and make a sequel. They're just like, okay,
Yeah.
now that Lindsay's back to working, let's work on this sequel so we can make some money.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Freaky Friday, iconic film. But this is Lindsay also introducing another character of hers, another side of her, and that's the edgy rebel chick, gothic, emo, which I love because in 2003 that was like a thing. I feel like no one really dresses up like that anymore, of like this like gothic, like leave me alone kind of look. But in 2003 that was big, like the teased
Yeah.
hair and the
Yeah.
hairspray and the black eyeliner, things like that.
Mhm.
So Freaky Friday is just so good. I remember us going to Blockbuster and getting Freaky Friday and watching it at home as a family. Like Freaky Friday was just so good. I think we even owned it because I don't think we took it back to Blockbuster. That's what happened to a lot of the Lindsay Lohan movies that we
That
went
sounds like
to
something
rent.
my mom put in our Easter basket, like the DVD.
The TV.
That
Wait,
was
from
like
like
our Easter
Blockbuster?
basket.
Like,
No, no.
oh, I
We
was gonna say,
we
I'm like,
no,
okay,
God
that's
no,
a little.
God no. My parents would never pay money to rent a movie. That's how freaking like I don't want to say poor, but like that's how stingy my parents were. If you wanted to rent something, you had or no, if you wanted to rent something, it was off the table. You would want to request it for a Christmas present. You would want to request it for a Easter basket gift, but renting was off the table if it wasn't on TV.
That is so funny. Yeah, we were definitely we had a full at Blockbuster, Family Video, all of anywhere that you can rent a DVD or VHS. We had a full list of movies that we did not take back. It was basically, I think that's where the term rent to own came from, was us doing that. It's like, oh, we're renting a movie to watch, and then like we just never took it back. That's where rent to own came from. But yeah, it's Freaky Friday is such a classic. And this is when Jamie and Lindsay's formed this like beautiful friendship and relationship. And ever since this movie, Jamie has always had Lindsay's back. Anytime her name
Mhm.
was brought up in an interview, she just always. And but I heard that Jamie is like that with everybody. That she's a delight to work with, and I'm gonna put this out in the universe. I hope that one day me and Jamie work together because from what I hear, she is a delight, and she really just does not give a shit. Okay, so before we move on to the next movie, Freaky Friday, the confusing love triangle with that movie. Do you remember? Like, I'm still confused to this day of the like mom. Do you know what love triangle I'm talking about? Like the mom,
Yeah,
and then Lindsay and Chad Michael Murray.
because he was like in love with the idea of the mom, but was attracted to Lindsay. But the only reason he was attracted to the idea of the mom was because of Lindsay. So like he was attracted to her physical self, but was attracted to the mom because of the spiritual self, which was in the mom's body. So yeah, that would like mess me up mentally because if I was attracted to somebody on a spiritual level, like their physical being would be tied into my attraction to them. You know?
Whoa, I cannot even digest that. That was really you explained it well. It's just my
Thanks.
brain is not accepting that. I that It's so I'm still so
I'm a visual person
confused.
too. Just so you
Yeah,
know.
I'm gonna need like a chart or map or something. It was just like really weird because didn't like the mom kiss him?
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know if that was like
Yeah. She did.
mom. She did. I'm really trying to think. Maybe we should have like
Wait,
rewatched
I
all
don't
these
think she
movies
did kiss
before.
him actually. I think like he just showed up with a boombox.
Singing Britney Spears.
Yeah. But if
Oh
she
wait,
was
but
this emo rock and roll chick, she wouldn't have been a Britney Spears
man,
girl.
that's why.
She wouldn't have
That's
been a
why
Britney
she.
girly.
That's why she was so pissed. Remember
That's
she
why she
tackled. Oh
attacked him.
crap! That was the mom that tackled him.
Yeah, yeah. That
Wait, so the
triangle.
mom did kiss him though, because she was in Lindsay's body.
Where's the chart?
Right.
Give me the chart.
Maybe we'll get more into that this new movie coming out. Someone needs to do some explaining. But Chad Michael Murray is still so hot. Have you seen any of the pictures?
Of course I have. Are you kidding me? That was like
That's
goals.
that was
8-year-old
what?
me, that was goals. To be married to
Goals
him,
to Chad
it
Michael
has
Murray.
not changed. 20 years later, I'm still like, how am I going to marry him?
Ooh. So this next one. So Freaky Friday was 2003. And then we have our next big movie, and it was Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen in
Oh my
2004.
God. Yes.
Oh, that movie. Oh my God. Lola was my spirit animal.
Okay, I will start off by saying, watching it, I didn't think she was dramatic at all. I didn't think she was a drama queen at all. I was just like, yes, yes. Oh,
Lola was
yes,
dramatic.
yes.
Lola was dramatic,
No,
Jackie.
no,
When
not. Me watching it as a kid, no, she wasn't. It was like, yes, I wish that I could live that life too. To me as a kid, I was like, this is not dramatic. But watching it now, I'm like,
her obsession with the band Siddhartha.
that's how I am with Taylor Swift. Are you kidding me?
Oh my God. Looking back, like looking at that as an adult, homeboy that they were hanging out with in New York, like the drunk bandmate, he was really hot.
He was. You know who he reminds me of?
I'm so into guys with like hair
You know who
and
he
like just
reminds me
trash.
of? The
Well,
guy that Katy Perry was with for a while. What's his name?
Russell Brand,
Yes, that's who he
you're fucking
reminds me of.
gross.
That's who he reminds
No,
me of.
no.
Him,
See, this band is playing
yes.
even harder. After you said that, they're playing even harder. They're like, how dare she? Oh my
No,
God,
he
no.
reminds me of
Russell
that guy.
Brand.
Yes.
No, girl. Do you remember Coyote Ugly?
Vaguely, vaguely.
What? I thought you were a Coyote Ugly girl.
It's been
That
a
actually
long
sounds like
time.
a really good like Instagram handle name. Coyote Ugly Girl. If I was a girl, I'd probably change my name to that. Coyote Ugly Girl.
It's just me dancing on bars.
Oh my God. But yes. Oh, that's so funny that I said that because they were doing that on Real Housewives of Orange County. This episode that just passed, they were like, "Oh, I love the movie Coyote Ugly," and so these like 50 to 60 something year old women are on the bars like dancing, and, like spraying each other.
With the soda gun.
Okay. Oh my God, we got way off track again.
I know.
But Siddhartha was hot.
He
all of
was,
them.
yes, very much
Lola
so.
was my spirit animal. Homegirl was so. This character was probably my favorite Lindsay Lohan character. I'm looking down on my list right now, and I think this was my favorite Lindsay Lohan character that she played.
Why?
Was Lola. Because Lola was just the definition of main character energy. When you really think about it in that movie, you notice how everything was just like about her, literally from the beginning of them moving from New York to New Jersey. And she was like, oh, my life is so over. And what am I going to do? It was so dramatic like that. When she got on that stage and sung Don't Move On for that audition. Don't move on. Don't move on. Like, main character energy. Her renaming herself. She's like, I don't want to be called Mary. I want to be called Lola. A freaking star. Her getting that part in the freaking musical and doing that whole number at the end. That girl was a teenager.
Iconic. Oh
And that,
my God. So iconic.
like, that whole movie, she just gave main character energy.
That dance
She was
move where she just went, with her hand.
Yes. Yes. Like, and literally, I'm like looking at my list right now, and out of all of them, she had to like share the spotlight with someone else. Like Life Size, she was with Tyra Banks. Tyra Banks was a bigger star at the time, like big supermodel. Freaky Friday, Jamie Lee Curtis. The Parent Trap.
Herself.
It was two of herself.
She had to share the spotlight with her.
Right. She had to share the spotlight with herself. And so Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen, she was just like, I'm
I
Lola.
don't
We
know.
can't think of
Megan Fox.
any
Megan Fox.
Okay. Megan Fox, but do you remember Megan Fox's character's name in that movie?
No.
Exactly.
Nope.
Lola was like the main character, and like the world revolved around her.
Mm-hmm.
Like that whole movie, we could see what was going on in her mind. It did like little illustrations of just like her being so dramatic and her being obsessed with the band Siddhartha and doing anything and everything to see them. And like, she was just,
Oh
Lola
my
was
God,
that girl,
she
and
stole the
was,
dress.
and she's, oh my God, and the freaking hot guy.
And finally, when she started telling the truth, everybody was like,
oh yeah, okay. I totally forgot about her being a compulsive liar.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that. She really was a compulsive liar. Yes, okay. Besides her being a compulsive liar, like, she's just, and she was such a, I was about to say she was such a spirit animal. She was such a free spirit. She was such a free spirit, and she just did not care about what other, okay, no. She did care because she was compulsive lying because she cared so bad. So moving on, do you have any notes about this movie?
I just didn't, like, at the time I didn't think she was dramatic at all. And the more we talk, the more I'm like, yeah. Because when I was
dad
younger,
died. She lied about her dad being dead too.
I know.
And she said he was on a motorcycle and he was hit by a pizza truck or something.
Yeah. And it wasn't like she was like, yeah, my dad's not around and everybody assumed he was dead. It was like, no, my dad died. Like he died. Like she full on lied about everything.
Oh my gosh.
But
again,
when I was young, I was like, this is all necessary. Like she needs,
right?
She's not dramatic.
We were all rooting for Lola.
Yeah.
We're all rooting for Lola. And this was Lindsay's first run-in with Mean Girls. This was her first her first run-in with Mean Girls, which would prep her for the next movie titled Mean Girls. Mean Girls is, in my opinion, what officially made Lindsay Lohan a movie star.
Can we take a moment to talk about the most iconic lines?
She doesn't even go here. You can't sit with us. I'm a pusher, Katie. I'm a pusher. It's Herbie fully loaded. That's demonic.
Her as a stripper who gets tortured.
And I pooped myself one time. I wait for the postman to bring me a letter. Not to send you a letter. That would mean the postman was your daddy. Plot twist. Okay.